Hey guys, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Ryan, and today's video is the first video in a little mini series about CMS, or the content management system in Wix. Now, if you're not aware of what this basically does, it's basically creating like a spreadsheet full of content that can be displayed on your website. For example, if you have an about page with team members on there and you want to allow your users to select on one of your team members and open up a bio page, that is perfect for the CMS. Instead of creating a normal page for each one of your team members, it is really handy to use the database to create dynamic pages for you, just because you only have to design it once and it only counts as one page for your website rather than 20 pages if you have 20 team members. I know this might sound confusing, but we'll get into it and kind of cover it in this little series. And the last thing I want to mention is for today's video, we're going to primarily be focusing on creating our database. In the next episode, we'll focus on building the dynamic page. The following video will be creating custom forms. And the last video of this series will consist of us creating dynamic pages for Wix's internal apps like stores, blog, and just about anything else that you would want. And each of these episodes will be released once a week. But if you enjoy this video and you want to continue learning more without having to wait, they're already available on our Patreon. So feel free to go ahead and click the link in the description to our Patreon page and check them out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So for this series, we're primarily going to be working inside of Editor X, but this will work exactly the same inside the classic Wix editor, so don't worry about that. However, the placement for CMS in Editor X is going to be right here, whereas the content manager in the classic Wix editor will kind of be over here on the left at the bottom. It's typically the last icon on your little sidebar over here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So to create a database, all we need to do is come over to the content manager and press add to site. Once it's done loading, we can actually start with a preset or start by adding content, or we can come over to collections and just say create a collection. Now, if we press this, we'll be creating our own custom database rather than using one of the presets, and that is perfectly fine. But let's just, for fun, call this one team. And how many items do you want in your collection? We're going to want multiple items. Typically, you really won't ever need to use a single item. It's just not as useful as using the multiple items one. So we'll just leave it on multiple items and press create. Now, once this is done, we can actually create our database. So as of right now, the only field that we have is title. And we can go ahead and press add a field. And maybe we want this one to be a text type. And we want this one to maybe be like, since this is a team members database, maybe we want to have a name. So instead of having a title, maybe we can just leave it as name. So what we're going to do is click this. We'll say make primary. So you'll notice that this one's primary because it has this little flag right here. And because we made this one primary, we can delete title because we don't really need that. So now, anytime we refer to the team members database and you're trying to choose something, it will always refer to this name one because it's the primary. The next thing we might want to have is an image of them. So we can go to field type and we can choose image, and we can leave this as image. Perfect. And we can go ahead and press save. Maybe we want to have a bio. So what we can do is select field type. We can have this be a bio, and we'll change this to bio. Now you'll also notice that while I'm changing the field name, it's also changing the field key. The field key is typically just used in code, which we won't really be covering in this series. However, there are a lot of use cases for when you might want to use code and databases together to create some really cool interactive things for your website. And the cool thing about this is, let's say you're creating a custom form, you can actually set validations to make this field required. So maybe if you are having someone sign up for your website, then you can make their name a required field. Next to that is also default value. So let's say you have something that is true or false in your database. So maybe the default value can always be set to true. And maybe we can set things to false with code or manually do it ourselves. But we're not really going to be focusing on that. And we're also not going to really be focusing on validations for this video. But once we are done, we can go ahead and press save. And maybe the last thing we want on their bio pages is their email. So we're just going to do text and we can say email. Just like that. Now we kind of have a starter for our bio pages. Now the last thing I want to just show you real quick is we have so many different field types to choose from. We can do text, we can do images, we can do media galleries, we can do Boolean things, which are like true or false. So this could be like a true or false type thing right here. There's also numbers, there's date, time, there's rich content and rich text. So if we do rich content and press save just as an example, and we go ahead and click on this item right here, you'll notice that we kind of get like this word editor type thing. So we can kind of change the paragraph headings, bold. We can even embed links in our Instagrams and different products from our store, videos, photos, all that kind of stuff inside of rich content. Whereas regular text things are just regular text elements. So it's completely up to you if you want to use those. Those can be very, very useful. In fact, we will be using those later in the series. But for today's example, let's just go ahead and we'll just call this team 1 as one person. We can press add item to create another one. And let's create a team member 2. We can do a team member 3. And team 4. So let's just create 4 team members. And for each one of these, let's go ahead and add an image. So we can actually add a link as their image, or we can add them from our media library, which of course we can upload our own images if we want to. But what I'm going to do is just select some basic ones from Unsplash. So we'll just grab a few different team member photos here. And maybe for each one of their little bios, I'm just going to insert some like lorem ipsum filler text just for now. And last but not least, we will go ahead and insert some fake emails here. Perfect. So now we have created our database. And if you want to add another item to your page, what you can do is maybe just click add item. We can even open it up if we want to, and we can actually create it something similar to this instead of, doing it in the like spreadsheet look. We can actually do it here instead, and I think it looks a little bit better, or it's a little bit more like aesthetically pleasing to kind of edit the fields here instead. And I think it looks a little bit better here. So once we press save, we'll go back to the database, and now we'll have a 5th team member here. Another thing I'll mention here is if you are kind of moving from one website builder to Wix or Editor X, you can typically export a CSV file, and you can actually go ahead and press more actions over here, and you can import items to Wix, and you can just choose a CSV file, upload it, and then you can choose which fields connect with that CSV file. And you can fill in an entire database with very little work. You just need to make sure that you have these different fields created. You can create it in this process. Actually, let's just go ahead and do it. So what I want to do here is let's just recreate this one. So what we're going to do is export the CSV file. I want to export the entire collection, including all of its fields. So it's going to be everything here. So all 5 team members and all of their content. We'll go ahead and export it just like that. And you'll notice it downloaded a CSV file here for us. Let's just go ahead and delete all 6 or all 5 of our team members. Perfect. And just for fun, let's go ahead and delete these fields real quick. Except for name. We'll keep name, and that's it. Perfect. So now what we can do is say import CSV. We'll choose a file. We'll open this file, And what we'll notice is that it has an ID, which an ID is a hidden field inside of our database, basically telling us like if there is a duplicate with the same ID, not to include it. So it's going to go to an existing field. It's going to map to the ID field, and it's going to replace anything with the same ID. It will replace it. So that way there's no duplicate. So we don't want two team 1 members, right? Second thing is create a date. This is another hidden field. We really don't need that typically. Updated date, same thing. Owner, same thing. Name, we want to move it to an existing field for name, which is this one right here. You'll see we have team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For image, we do want to include this. It's not going to be an existing field. We want to be in a new field. Now, because we already had an image field, it's only being like image 1, and I haven't saved or refreshed the database, so it hasn't saved that we deleted those fields. So it still technically exists in the back end. So it's adding a 1 to it because it can't be added to it. So just keep that in mind for now. You shouldn't really have this issue. But let's go ahead and move on to bio. We want this to be a new field. Again, it's adding that 1, but we want it to be a text field. And last but not least, we want email. We want it to be a new field, and it's going to be a text as well. Then we can go ahead and press next. And it's just going to kind of let you review everything. We're creating a new field for image, bio, and email. Name is going to name, and ID is overriding items with matching IDs in the ID field. Then we can go ahead and press import. And now because we only had 5 different items, it's going to basically place them in here. Now what I want to do is kind of go ahead and sort this from A to Z. And now we have team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's all you really need to know about creating a database. You just create the database, you create your fields, then you add items into those fields. That is basically all you really need to know about creating the databases. And in the next video, we'll be creating a dynamic page for this database. But that's basically gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you all did enjoy, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more Wix and Editor X content coming out really soon. Thank you all again, and I'll see y'all in the next one.